Tay randomly. Is that a new word you've learnt, Tay?
Yeah, French Canadian, not
Let's make that
Not just
clear.
They're pretentious.
They filmed George taking a piss, and they posted it online. Yeah, it is weird. I mean, you didn't see.
Digby, don't cut that out.
All right, helmets on, seatbelts tight, egos fully inflated. Welcome back to Idiots of F1, the podcast where a few barely qualified fans talk about Formula One, like we're on the pit wall when in reality we're just yelling at the TV with snacks in hand and wildly misplaced confidence. Tay, I'm looking at you. I know for a fact that you snack and you probably got bags of M&Ms. Nah, fuck off. With that, and a quick
I've seen his kitchen.
I had a quick box detour. A quick welcome to these idiots in the background there making all the noise. Ev and back again, Tay. Digby's currently in Singapore and incapable of using the internet there. But boys, how are you both? Tay, welcome back.
Singapore, famously underserved
in technology. Lazy. Welcome back, Tay. What is it, 3 a.m.?
Yeah, 3 a.m. No, 10 past 3. Yeah, close enough.
Yep. Yeah, no, I don't think anyone's worried about the extra 10 minutes. Good trip out to Australia.
Yeah, it was good. I was there watching it with you. Well, at least qualifying for the
I don't know
Japan.
I don't actually think we've probably clarified for our listeners that you are my brother. You are my older brother. Yes. I don't know if we've ever done that, but there you go. So yes, Tay is my older brother, and he was out here visiting.
Well, I'm your brother too, but in like a black guy way.
You're a brother from another mother.
They can't see me, but I'm pumping my chest.
Yeah, you are definitely a brother from another mother. Someone that was found on the train tracks. What's happening, Ev? I'll ask you as you take another sip of beer. Do you know what? I reckon every episode intro I've gone, "How are you, Ev? Why are you taking another sip of beer?" I'm worried that you're an alcoholic, given how much we talk about you drinking on this show. You good?
I'll be good once I get some beer.
Yeah. Are you looking for a sponsor?
Tough room.
I know. Another one, over my head. Well, look, if you're new here, first of all, congratulations on finding us before the F1 bans us. We're not engineers, we're not strategists, and we certainly don't own wind tunnels. But we are idiots who love this sport. We live for the chaos, and we are fully committed to explaining the unexplainable in the most honest way possible. Think Drive to Survive meets pub argument, with less money to be made and more sarcasm. This week, we're kicking things off with a rear-view review of the Japanese Grand Prix, a race that had all the drama of a Sunday lawn mowing session. Then we've got another beautifully unhinged round of Hush You Been Paying Attention, where one of my fellow guests will walk away with bragging rights and the other questions their life choices. We'll also take a stroll, or a grid walk and trash talk, through everything you need to know, or definitely don't, ahead of the Bahrain Grand Prix this weekend. Back-to-back weekends, boys. And of course, we'll round it all out with What's Verstappening, our very own attempts at hard-hitting F1 journalism. Simply ruined by the fact that we don't actually do journalism. Boys, shall we get into it?
Yes, let's do it.
It is time for Rear View Review, and this week, we're heading back to Suzuka, the only place on Earth where high-speed corners, anime merch, and Max Verstappen all hit with terrifying accuracy. So what happened? Verstappen happened. 4th win in a row at this track, barely broke a sweat. He made the RB21 look like it was on rails while the rest of the grid tried to hold on to their tyres and their dignity. Mclaren gave it a decent crack. Lando P2, Piastri P3, but strategy-wise, let's just say our hands were tied as code for we didn't want to gamble and lose both drivers to Ferrari. With that, let's unpack the chaos, the podium, and the rising Aussie who's maybe not so quietly threatening the championship. It's time for our review. Gents, look, before we get into the digest of everything that happened, and like usual, we'll run through the top 10 and kind of carry off any other big winners, or really, they're losers. Before we do get stuck into it, I reckon the intro that I've just given is probably about it for the excitement and highlights of the race. Now, I don't want to completely undermine the point of listening to us for the next little bit, but was that the most boring race ever?
Holy shit. Oh my God. So boring.
Kim Kardashian's back.
Yeah, I know, right? I got to live up to the SoCal life.
Yeah, I mean, look, even again, if you guys stuck around after the race to watch the drivers' room where the podium guys go in and they watch the replays and they all sit around and have a laugh. So obviously there was Max, Lando, and Oscar in there, and They put up the highlight of where Max and Lando were coming out of the pit together at the same time, and what was pretty much the only drama of that race weekend. And it kind of like maybe did one overtake, and then it stopped, and they were like, Oscar's like, "Is that it?
Is that it?"
Like, yeah, I guess that is it. There was like no highlights from the race.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean,
it was the
fuck?
fourth time. I think it's the fourth time. There's 2 Monacos, and I can't remember the other race where the top 6 who qualified stayed in those positions.
Yeah, right. Okay, so yeah, 1st to 6th in how they qualified is how the race finished.
Yeah, and then there were also talking about during the race at one point, I forget the wording for it. It was like permanent, something permanent. I think Crofty was talking about it, where it was like the whole grid was exactly how it started from qualifying. Like for a period of time, it was no one had overtaken or lost positions in that whole, like for however many laps. It was the same as how it started.
You just said that this is already undoing all of the us you've been paying attention work.
Yeah.
You just said that 1st to 6th finished the way that they qualified. And one of the questions that I have in the quiz is who made up the most places in the actual race. And the answer from ChatGPT was Charles Leclerc, who went from 8th to 4th. But if you finish 4th and you're saying that 1 to 6 was how they qualified, something's wrong with that answer. Fucking hell. Fucking, I give up.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop doing chat bro, like on ChatGPT.
Man, it's fucking hard trying to do this with a full-time job and trying to balance out like preparing. You know, like you watch the race, you go, "Oh my god, there's so much to talk about." Not this week. And then you're like, fuck, I need to find stuff to talk about. Like, help, ChatGPT. You fucking doing it again, you motherfucker. Hey, Ev, I got a question for you. Tay, you just said, great fact, by the way. I think you said it was like one of the only 4 times that it's kind of finished the same. Surely you can't keep expanding the season and keep adding races if some of them are as boring as batshit. Like, I can't see, and again, I appreciate you got to look at it like more than just one race. But if you're new to the sport and that was the sport, that was the race weekend that you decided, because it was good, particularly down in the Southern Hemisphere where it was a good, what's it called, broadcast time. But surely you're sitting there going, yeah, I'm not watching this again.
Yeah. I mean, was it Doohan who didn't close the DRS and then he had a 50G crash? So some of that was pretty exciting, and the drama around...
Yeah, but that was a race day, though.
Yuki and all that. Yeah, but you'd think you'd kind of give it the benefit of the doubt and go, oh, this is probably going to be a really good race. Lots of kind of infamous things have happened at Suzuka in the past, and there was potential for rain.
Yeah, but you're talking like all these wonderful, the history of it, like the knowledge, all the what ifs. But if you've if you've sat and listened to the Idiots of F1 for the first time ever last week, and they said fucking F1's the best, you've got to watch it. They go watch Suzuka, and they're like, yeah, fuck those guys. This sucks. Yeah. As Tay, you mentioned that so the other 2 races that had kind of finished the same way they started to some extent was Monaco. I mean, has Japan become Monaco version 2, where qualifying is about as exciting as the entire weekend gets?
You know, I never would have thought that would be the case, because I actually really like Suzuka, like especially just playing it from a sim racing point of view, because I'm an expert at it. But honestly, that was the first time where I actually really just... I was struggling with that race. There was just so little happening and so little. And then, oh my God, fucking listen to Crofty and Jacques Villeneuve fucking talking in the commentary as well. I was like, holy shit.
Thank you for bringing it. So it's interesting. And I saw the Red Flags guys, great podcast too. Give a shout out to those guys. They were talking about how the whole point of improv is yes and.
Yes and.
Not no. And they were talking about how...
No but.
No but, yeah. And they were talking about how, like, the entire... Poor old Crofty throughout the entire broadcast was trying to squeeze some sort of life of conversation out of this bloke. And he just kept on like batting it all back. He's like, no. Like, fuck, give me something here, man. I'm trying to keep this alive because there's fuck all happening on the race. Ev, I mean, what are they going to do to make this track better?
Don't have it next year.
This year was, I think, the first time it's been resurfaced.
I did hear that. That's a good point.
The new surface meant that there was kind of exceptionally low degradation. So that meant that there was no sort of tyre management or tyre strategy going on. Everybody you could have just done the whole race on a set of mediums probably. And so that meant that typically you would think, well, I'll put Max Verstappen under pressure. Or even if you want to play a team game and you think, well, Lando's first, maybe let Oscar attack him and cause Max to defend.
Yeah.
And then you can have Lando,
Norris,
who's been saving his tyres, come around and try and go for the win. There's things you can do, but nobody tried anything at any given point whatsoever.
Yeah. I think obviously that would be a point that we're about to come to in regards to McLaren and stuff.
Yeah,
it's
a good point. We'll cover them off in a second because it is a good point. And I actually heard that after the fact that they had resurfaced the road and therefore the tyre degradation was just almost non-existent, which to your
which
point
is pretty
there is
impressive.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing, but like for a road, but not for a Formula One race.
There's some...
exactly.
There was some documentary or something about how Pirelli could genuinely make a tyre that lasts the entire race. You could just give someone like extra hard tyres and force everyone onto that tyre.
Oh, force them.
And they'd be slower, but it'd be relative.
Yeah.
And so you'd just never have tyre changes. Yeah. So it's really, there's a thing with Formula One, it's always been there, and it's fair enough from one point of view, of course, but so for example, the cars were getting faster and faster in the 90s with the V10s, and so the cars were actually getting too fast for the tracks. If you were to go off the tires or whatever, the sand pit, whatever, the gravel trap wouldn't be sufficient to slow you down enough in a safe manner.
Well, you looked at
to protect you as you crash. Yeah. And so they introduced grooves in the tires so that if you have less tire surface, you have less grip, so you can you can't go as fast. And Mark Webber was driving at the time, and he'd said something about like, so you want us to drive as fast as we are already, but with less grip? Like, it's a very big kind of counterintuitive sort of. We want
mentality.
Formula One to be fast and epic, and it's dangerous, but we don't actually want any danger whatsoever.
Yeah,
it's like on rails.
And so now we've got tires, which there hasn't been tire strategy since the 90s. There hasn't been fuel strategy since the 90s because we don't do refueling anymore. Well, and so you're taking away all of this jeopardy.
I think Ferrari would disagree with you on that.
Well, they make their own. They create their own jeopardy.
Yeah,
actually,
that's
Ev,
right.
You raised,
they're trying to help.
You raised such an interesting point, and I think Tay, you might have shared something earlier about Jeremy Clarkson on the first ever episode of Top Gear. Where he's talking about just how the whole sport is becoming so academic that, again, it's being dictated by the people that sit on the pit walls. You just get a good driver and anyone can win on the basis that the pit wall is good. And actually, that's probably exactly what's happened with Ferrari. The irony is Jeremy Clarkson said that 20 years ago, and you look at Ferrari now, two of the best drivers in the world, but shit pit wall. And actually, let's now use that attention to swing to Max, because by all accounts, he's a great driver. But they've got at least by speculation, a pig of a car. And we'll talk about the number 2 in a minute. But he won on the weekend because they won qualifying and their strategy didn't fuck up. They nailed the pit change. You know, they didn't burn through the tires.
Well, actually, they were a
obviously
second slow in the pit change.
Well, they were,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it was still like there was no room to undercut or overcut him.
Yeah,
and again,
yeah.
it just goes back to that point that Clarkson said: is you got a good pit wall, and you're okay. Like I mean,
Yeah.
granted, he's the best driver in the world,
As
but he
long as
doesn't have the
you got
best car.
Yeah,
so-
well, they used to have up until 2 years ago, I think, AWS, Amazon Web Services.
Yes.
And they were doing all the analytics, and they were so accurate that it kind of removed all of the fun
It's
from
just a-
watching it, because you'd see an analytic
They'll
of
tell
like,
you when
he's
they're gonna
be
pass them.
enraged within
Yeah, yes.
3.4 laps,
That's
and he's
amazing.
doing exactly this, that, and it was like, oh, this is awful.
Now I'm out of
And
a job.
so they had to
Such a
get,
good
they had to
point.
get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because it ruined the television experience.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's a
forgot
good point.
they
I
were
just
there.
now that you mentioned
I
it,
never really addressed that.
I forgot
Yeah.
that it was gone. But that's a really
Yeah.
good point. It removes, or it brings back some level of manufactured jeopardy. That's such a great word, Ev. Jeopardy. It's such an important part of live sport. Is people don't want manufactured outcomes. They don't want
No.
things to work out the same every time. They want surprise. They want the fucking. That's why the David versus Goliath narrative is so good in sport, because you always want the underdog and you want the surprise. You just and
But
again,
you want
go
that
back
chance
years
to
ago.
be there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You want the chance that if I show up wearing the full outfit of like a racing suit, and I walk in with my helmet on, and I get mistakenly put into a car,
Like
I want
Mistakenly,
the
because you
chance
got the full kit on.
to win. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And I wanna have a chance to win.
Yeah.
I don't want to be you've qualified 15th, so you're gonna stay 15th.
Well, there is one person in the
Well.
grid that we'll talk to at the moment that seems to be there. Anyways, look, let's quickly go back to Max. Obviously, as I alluded to in the intro of the episode, 4th straight Japanese Grand Prix, surpassed Schumacher's previous record, pole to finish, first win of the season. He's somehow second in the championship. Like, we've all been talking about, like, I mean, I don't say somehow, like, loosely. Like, he's a 4-time back-to-back world champion, so he's not a fool. He's brilliant. But it's like, we've all been talking about everyone else but Max and kind of just assume that car's pretty ordinary this year and they're not in the running. But here he is, and he did it quite emphatically. A question for either of you. Maybe one of you's got a differing answer. In fact, actually, I'm hoping you do. But is he the greatest driver ever?
I've been struggling with this, right? Because
I've come around.
There's on-track and off-track versions of him, right?
No. Put aside the personality. Because actually, I
Yeah.
like off-track Max. I like off-track
Yeah,
Max.
same.
He
That's
looks like-
exactly what I was coming to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. But like,
So do I.
Well, so what's the argument for him being the best ever?
Well, because first of all, I think what's clearly been established is that he's the only one that can drive that car. It's also a
Yeah.
4-time world champion car. It's not to say that anybody has been, like, yes, obviously Red Bull had some element of development benefit over the others. Like, they've had the better car. They've managed the new regs, or the regs of the last couple of years, better than anyone. But it's not to say that your Mercedes and your Ferraris couldn't have been. But he's just been so dominant. And he turns out and he puts in a performance like that. I don't know. Look, again, this probably falls into the, well, is Kobe Bryant better than fucking Michael Jordan, who was better than LeBron James, right? Like, I guess it's different. Like, Ev, you've watched Formula One your whole life. You're probably going to tell me that it's either Schumacher or Lewis, but I haven't been exposed to that, and I've only exposed to the legacy of those guys.
Yeah, I've never understood this debate. Like,
Because it's a bit hard when it's generationally different, right?
yeah, but also he's never had to like fight anyone.
Yeah,
He fought Lewis for the first one,
and he got given it,
and he won it, and he shouldn't. Yeah,
Yeah, and he shouldn't
and
have
that's
won
fair
it.
enough.
Yeah.
That's fair. Like,
Okay,
sport
okay.
happens. Some referees make mistakes, and then like
No,
Lewis had
Mikey.
to beat all of his
not like this.
all of his teammates. Michael had to beat people. He was always fighting against someone. So
all right,
just
so here's
that-
a question for
the
you
fact
then.
that he's
If he wins this year, is he the greatest driver of all time?
well, no,
No, because I
Michael
don't think-
and
But what
Lewis
about like
each have
Lando? He's
7.
fighting Lewis. Yeah, but he'll have 5 just for the record.
7.
So this is a thing, Ol. I don't
Yeah.
think the rest of the drivers on the pack are at the same caliber as what Lewis and Schumacher had to fight during those seasons. So yeah, like Lando, he's definitely come up from where he was at.
Yeah. Lewis
But
is
I
still
still
out
don't
there.
think. Yeah, but I think
So's Alonso.
we're all so excited. We were so excited for him to get in Ferrari, but I think he needs more time, and I don't think this will be his year. I think next year is when
No.
it will
Digby's
show.
probably sitting there going, "You
I
said
told
I'll
ya.
leave it."
I told ya.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about Yuki. Obviously we're more or less running through the top 10, but we're here talking about Red Bull. So let's talk about Yuki and then throw Lawson on the top of
He's
that
number
for
2.
some
Yeah.
hectic fucking orgy. Look, Yuki finished 12th. He finished out of the points at his home Grand Prix. He actually finished behind Isaac Hadjar, who came 8th and took points for Team Red Bull. So first points.
Feet carb.
I mean, I can only assume that Helmut Marko is right up in Isaac's grill now. Lawson finished 17th behind Yuki and his new teammate. I mean, again, this is why I asked the question about Max. Like, this is pretty nothing race from the pair. In fact, Lawson is diabolical, and I'm now convinced that he should never have been in that Red Bull car. And the reason why they were so swift to make the decision is because they realized they made a mistake. It wasn't about giving him time because they've got enough. And we spoke about this a week or two ago about the fact that they've obviously got a set of KPIs and they're benchmarking him against everything else. But I think based on, sure, give Lawson a few more weeks to get his groove back, but
bearings.
He should never have been in that seat. And I think that weekend proved it. And I think the rest of the weekends will prove it. But I mean, Yuki, like, good luck to you, buddy. I'd be pretty scared, about the reality of being able to grab some points because they're clearly going to be a Max-only show this year. Ev,
Again,
thoughts on that weekend with Yuki? Anything that kind of, like, at least gave you a glimpse that maybe he will be a point scorer in that car, or?
I think so. I mean, he didn't seem to, I don't know, panic the way that Liam seemed to be, like you've thrown a toddler into the deep end of a pool. Ironically, Yuki's as tall as a toddler, and he's doing just fine. So,
splash, splash, splash.
cut that out, Digby. Digby, cut that. Yeah. I think perhaps they just want someone. If they are, apparently they've been speaking about privately because they're bringing in regulations in Spain. That's round 9. To cut out the flexible wings. So nobody, because Red Bull got left in the dust over developing flexi wings.
Is that because they were
chose-
over their budget cap from the last season?
No, well, not supposedly, but they chose not to go down that path because they thought that it was going to be ruled out. Anyway, it didn't get ruled out. So you saw Ferrari and Mercedes come back last year, and McLaren. Were all the better because they were the teams that did invest in it.
Yeah.
Now they're going to remove that in Spain, so it'll be interesting. It'll be like a 1.2 upgrade of a season after Spain, if you think of it that way. Between Spain and halfway through the season.
What do you mean
and
by
then the second half of the
1.2?
season. Oh well, like you're kind of going to reset the season in Spain.
But it's not a full
You
reset.
just should
No,
randomly
not a full
choose a
reset.
decimal point. You
Just
like,
I know. Just what
not-
happened to point 1?
We're in
Well-
point 1, aren't we?
No, I don't know. Fucking, you've lost me. Like,
Unbelievable. Read a book.
hey, we spoke about Hadjar scoring his first F1 points and Lawson obviously finishing 17th. Jokes aside, like, is that Racing Bull pecking order already at risk of shifting? Like, Lawson would have come in as their number 1 driver. Hadjar's the rookie. Although Liam is too, to some extent, but Hadjar is obviously the rookie. I mean, yeah, shit, the kid is showing that he can drive, and I'd be worried if I were Liam. Tay, what's your take on it?
they'd be idiotic if they then just was like, all right, let's get rid of Yuki and put Isaac in. Like, I think they just leave Isaac.
Oh no,
where
no,
he
no! I'm
is
talking
and
about
let
racing.
him-
I'm talking about racing bulls. Pecking order.
Yeah.
Not Red Bulls.
Oh, I think Isaac's better than Liam for sure.
Yeah.
Like-
well, I mean, yeah. It's,
I mean,
Liam
it's
could
proof
be
in the
very
pudding.
quickly out of a. He could be very quickly
But-
out of a drive at this rate.
Yeah. But I just to add to that, because obviously the track record isn't great with them switching and swapping drivers all the time. And I think they would make a mistake if they took Isaac out of what his current form is and him getting used to VCAP. And then
Oh, there's
put
no
him
way
in Red Bull.
Red Bull's never taking Isaac. They won't do it. Yuki will be there for the
No?
rest of the year. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. No chance.
They have said that they want to give Yuki till the end of the year, but
Oh, for him.
It's either this looks really bad on Liam Lawson. Liam Lawson was
Yeah, I
also
think
supposed to do all right this week because he has experience in Suzuka and he has experience in that car, and so he should have maybe done better.
There were no issues with the car, were
yeah,
there?
No.
and so the
Spit it
the
out.
dogma of Red Bull,
Yeah.
which is something that all weak leaders
Yeah.
have a very strong dogmatic view. That's how they enforce control. And, are you going to... Somebody's made a mistake here. Either, you don't put your child... When you're learning to drive, you don't put him in a Ferrari.
Why do you keep
and
talking
good
about
luck-
putting
and you
children
sucked.
in really bad places like toddlers in swimming pools and children driving cars? Like, what's going on, man? You okay? Is everything all right? Should we be worried?
Yeah, if your father's got like a huge V8 Ute, if you had that
As an L plater.
as an L plater, you're gonna
Well, he did.
kill yourself. And as an adult, he's done with that. But and so at what point is it? At what point is Red Bull culpable?
Yeah,
when
take
when
responsibility.
does Christian Horner take responsibility?
Well, anyway, it's be interesting to see what happens at both of those teams over the next couple of months. Let's switch our attention to McLaren. So we've obviously kind of alluded to them. Lando and Oscar secured second and third to round out the podium. Again, probably just underscoring McLaren's competitive edge this season. But look, a question, and it's come up by so many pundits, and I think everybody was sitting there watching the race thinking that the most amount of drama was going to come through team order, team radio for those guys. You just expected it to be a big blow up.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like they were trying to keep the peace. They didn't allow Oscar to pass when he claimed that he had the pace. He definitely looked like he was quicker, although I have heard a rationale, which if you guys don't pick up on, I'll round out. Stella
There is a
explained that the
rationale
team
there,
had no room to gamble with the strategy.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Gents, how long into the season before the McLaren blow up? Like, honestly, like how long can this stuff... They all look to be playing really nice in the sandpit, and, Oscar's the most amicable, and, like, he's probably going to be the most passive-aggressive bloke in the world soon. I reckon he's just... You know how he says... He's clearly...
Like
It's
in-
most
hard to
Aussies.
offend someone without a personality.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, fuck, that wouldn't... I reckon he'd be getting some hectic media training, that guy. It's like, dude, you are a future world champion, but we're probably not going to allow that to happen because you're not really somebody we want to put up for our TVCs or social media videos. In fact, we don't even want to use
You know
in
who
our
he
posters,
reminds
so-
me of? You know who he
Who?
reminds me of? Do you remember in Fifth Element with Chris Tucker? He's up there on the cruise ship and he's like all excited.
Yeah.
And then he goes to
Yeah.
Bruce Willis and is like, yes.
yeah. Digby, clip that up.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Lando's screaming when the guy comes in with it. Screaming like a high. Yeah. But seriously, like, Ev, you've been around, you've watched all the team blow-ups over the years. Mate, come on, be honest. How long does this shit last? This is not lasting. They're so close in the championship, somebody's going to want something to go their way sooner or later.
Yeah, so Oscar was faster, but that's only because
Have the dirty
Lando
air.
was saving his tires, and he had
Yep.
dirty air.
Good call.
But
Good call.
even so, you could let Oscar through to have him attack, like I said earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Have him attack and cause Max to
to
use his
yeah.
tyres in defence. And then when that's done, you can swap back for the last 2 laps and just have a shootout for the last 2 laps.
So
I
here's a
don't know
question
why-
for you. So
Yeah.
we spoke about how it got reserviced and the degradation wasn't as
Yep.
expected.
Mhm.
Why still go based on that strategy then?
Well, they didn't know it was going to be like that, if that's what you mean.
No,
But
Well,
yes,
they didn't, and they still had Ferrari. They still had Charlotte sitting up there. Is at their ass. Like they wouldn't want her to give up any position, right?
It was either Michael Jordan
We're
or
back there again.
someone like that, and they were like
Someone
if-
like
once you
that.
yeah. Or Ayrton
Yeah.
Senna said
Someone like
something
that.
similar. Ayrton said something similar. Whereas once you stop trying to win,
Yeah.
then you
Yep.
need to get out.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And
Jordan
there's
did say
an-
something like that. Fair point.
There's an adage in leadership which is
You've been reading a book on
No.
leadership. It's like the third time you've mentioned leadership this episode.
no decision is
Leaders
worse
for
than a
dummies.
bad decision. And so McLaren just kept kind of kicking the can down the road,
Yeah.
hoping that a decision would be made for them.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's a lot
They
easier
were safety
Yeah,
car
than
or
making
some
a
shit.
decision.
Yeah. Great
yeah,
call. Yeah.
and it just never. And so you just look like you're standing around.
Amateurs.
With your dick in your hand.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey, can you imagine if we had a team and we were on the pit wall? What a fucking mess that would be. Like, I think we think we know so much. And we're like, pit. And you're like, it's the second lap. You're like, just fucking do it.
Yeah, do it. I'm telling you to do it.
Oh, God. Hey, I mentioned Charles there. So let Ferrari 4th and 7th for Lewis. Obviously, the pressure continues to build here. Like, it's just proving could be a very, very anticlimactic, underwhelming year. Huge amount of money, mind you, to pay your drivers to finish what could effectively be 3rd or 4th,
Mid-pack.
depending on how Mercedes, McLaren, and Red Bull go. It's a lot of money. Vassar's again acknowledged the team's challenging start to the season, stating that it's not ideal. He's addressed specific issues, including the ride height concerns. And Ev, based on the disqualification of the previous race, it seemed like I don't know if you guys saw, but in the final lap, like so they go through the checkered flag and then they do that other lap. Both the Ferrari drivers were driving like on the grass on the curve.
Well, you saw Max do it the previous race in China.
Yeah, well, apparently the thinking there is to minimize the scrapage on the car. I just made that up.
what
actually.
driving on the curb?
No,
Yeah,
they
that
were
wouldn't make
like
sense,
driving
would it?
on. They were like off the track. Like they were. Yeah. Anyways, find out what it
Oh
was.
no,
about.
that's to pick up all the rubber.
Yeah.
So all that
Oh,
rubber
so that-
gets
so that they
thrown
get
to, like,
heavier?
They're-
the skirt.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
So
no,
they don't
everybody
look
does that. That's
underweight,
normal.
So they don't look
Yeah.
underweight.
Oh, I-
So when they pull in, you look at their tires and they look
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they've got
yeah.
a
bubbles.
million pimples on them, and they
Yeah,
just look
yeah,
awful.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, that's just like that rubber is like chewing gum.
No,
and it
no,
just
but they
gets
were like,
sucked
I'm not
into the tire.
saying they were off the racing line. They were off the track.
Yeah, no, that's what they do.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's
They
less.
go, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought like the journo's broken something.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, wow.
But just really look, I don't know. I don't have much to say about Ferrari because they barely got any fucking screen time. You know, Lewis was banging on after the race about how lonely he was out there. Again, another kind of iteration that it was a bit of a
Everyone was
nothing race.
talking about how lonely. Yeah.
Yeah, look, on a scale of 1 to strategic, how Ferrari was Ferrari on the weekend. Like, I just feel like it was a bit of a nothing race for them. And I feel like there's got to be some big moment. We need a crescendo from Ferrari soon. I need a fucking crescendo from Ferrari soon. I need Lewis Hamilton to get a win. But you're saying that development's
that'd be
not
epic.
coming till Spain, so maybe it's a bit of a painful couple of weeks for Ferrari.
Yeah,
And
so
they did-
supposedly they had to raise their cars just to make sure that they don't
Yeah, that's what I,
DNF.
Yeah.
Which is obviously fucked up.
And
the
they go
speed.
slower. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
And so they're going to be like that until probably Spain when everybody brings their first
Espanol.
tranche of upgrades.
Yeah.
Usually anyway. So yeah.
Tay, what
What do
were
you
you going to
think?
say?
I was going to say, like, so Lewis said it also that he's got a different car than Charles.
Did he?
And that
Did he?
Yeah,
They already
and
banged
that,
it's the
drum.
setup.
well,
the
setup,
setup's different.
and that they've found the issue with his car, and so he thinks that
Right.
once they get that sorted,
Ooh,
that
okay.
he'll be more competitive.
So you're saying
I don't know.
there's still a chance? What's that?
Yeah,
Is
there's
it Ace,
still
is it
a
Ace Ventura?
chance.
Yeah.
No, it's Dumb and Dumber, isn't it? It's Dumb
Was
and Dumber.
he drinking his tequila while he was
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about it?
Yeah.
He's not now.
Oh, that's delicious.
Look at these
Where did that
amazing-
come from?
These amazing, like, unscripted segues. Talking Lewis, let's now go to Mercedes, who finished 5th and 6th in the race. Not much to say about George. I've got a point I want to talk about George and what's Verstappen in. Let's talk Antonelli,
Mr.
Kiminelli. Yeah, he's such beige. Which is why I think you really love the topic and what's Verstappening in the episode, later in the episode. Let's talk
nice.
about Kiminelli. Youngest race leader and fastest lap. Another solid points weekend, obviously, for Mercedes, which has them solidly in second spot behind McLaren. But let's talk about Mercedes rookie, the man. 18 years old.
I like him.
224 days. He's the youngest driver ever to lead an F1 race and set the fastest lap. He finished 6th, so showcasing again he's just a great talent. He's led laps, he's set fastest times, he still can't legally rent a car. Is this genuinely the start of something very special? Or is this just all a bit of beginner's luck? Either one of you can answer that.
I wasn't sure there's going to be a delay on my front, and then I'd start talking over Ev.
Talking over F, go.
Yeah.
Go Tay. Go Tay, go.
Yeah, I don't know. I like him though. I hope he ends up being like this silent prodigy that's just coming out of nowhere and then ends up being this dominant force in a few years.
Do you know what it does? Do you know what it does do? Is you're right. You mentioned it there. He's silent. He's just kind of a bit of a like, yeah, come as you
Aloof.
go. But what it does highlight is just how awful Aussie personalities are compared to the Europeans. Like he's a cool cat. Kiminelli is a cool
Yeah.
cat, right? Like
Yeah.
he just talks. And you're like, oh yeah, okay. I'm lost in your eyes. Keep talking to me.
Yeah, I know. All of a sudden,
and
it's like,
Oscar
Ollie's
talks,
like,
you're
maybe
like-
I will do you.
Yeah. Anyways, I think he's brilliant.
Take me back to your Monaco apartment, Charles.
Yeah. Ev, you've been around a long time in this game. You've seen some talent come and go. Is he something special or too early to call?
No, I think it's too early to call.
Shut up, Evan.
He's still so dirty that it's not Lewis. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one
I
will
will
ever
say
replace
it's,
Lewis.
it's funny how, like, just little Mercedes airtime is getting.
Yeah.
Big, massively.
That's really funny. Like they're doing well
They're
enough.
incredible. Yeah,
Like,
they're second.
They haven't slipped up. If someone makes a mistake, they'll be there to pick up, and that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that all these rookies, they're just underlying how difficult these cars are to drive compared to every other race car up until now has
All
been.
the F2s, yeah.
with
yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
you're
ground
talking about
effects.
like F2 and stuff.
Yeah, like these cars are
These
so
are actual
beasts, these
understeering.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just seems like it seems really unenjoyable. Like there's no like racing, like wheel to wheel race.
Forgiveness.
Like you got Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton, like two of the most maverick drivers when they feel like it, especially Fernando, and just mute. There's just no personality when they're driving.
Mm-hmm.
At least we had Danny Rick sending down, bombs.
Bombs down the
On the
side,
inside.
Yeah.
Do you think it's
And,
because of what Ben Shamala, or whatever his name is, Mohammed Shamala,
He's not. He's
Did-
not M Night Shyamalan. Like what?
Yeah,
we-
Yeah, we've offended a lot of people right
Yeah.
now.
Let's try that one again. Mohammed
What a
bin Salim.
paintbrush.
Yeah. What's your question?
do you think it's because of the fines? and
Yes,
you
he
have
was
to
in the
be
village.
Careful on the radio.
No, it's not that. I think these cars are just so big and heavy, and they're so nimble because of the ground effect.
Unpredictable. Yeah. Fucking
Yeah,
came
and
out
it,
of
like-
nowhere.
And it's just very frustrating. Like we made fun of me last week because I was like, "Oh, I want Lewis to win,"
Yeah,
like a little
every
schoolgirl
week,
that I am for Lewis. And why that is because every race, it used to be that Ferrari and Mercedes and Red Bull and McLaren and every race would bring upgrades. And they'd learn from last week, they'd improve, they'd build a new front wing, or they'd bring a whole new floor, or they'd bring a new chassis every week.
Salary caps. Oh, not salary caps, but cost caps. Yeah, right.
Yes. And so that's why, like, I'm in a loop of like, well, I'd probably tip Lewis because up until now, even when he failed, the very next race, because Mercedes were paying 10 to 1 on every other team, they'd bring in an upgrade that would help. And now it's like, if you don't get it right the first race,
then you have to wait
for a while.
Another,
yeah.
You have to wait like 8 more races until Spain, where typically you bring in your upgrades.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
I know in football you have the same thing where, like, if the transfer window closes and you're stuck with your squad until the winter transfer, and then there's nothing really available in winter anyway. And so it's interesting. Like, it makes sense, but in this, it's really like, oh, great. Like, the first race,
it's like, we're fucked
you
for the next
everything.
8 weeks.
For the next,
wake me up until somebody brings an upgrade that's worth millions, like it used to be.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you could be.
I don't need to see poor people race.
I don't need. Hey, listen, let's just quickly round out the top 10. We spoke about Hadjar, who's obviously, he rounded out 8th. Albon again. So Williams now have more points in the first 3 races than they had all year. And, you know, we remember, if we go back to our first episode, we were pretty excited about Williams this year, and hopefully.
And no thanks to Sainz.
And
it's all
and
Alex.
Actually, it's a good point. So it's all been Albon. Carlos has got 1. We're going to need to see a big lift from him. We're going to need to see something pretty big from him in the next couple of weeks. Otherwise, my wife is
there a
going to
question
get sick of
in what's
F1.
Verstappening about Carlos Sainz this weekend?
Yes, yeah, there may be.
Yeah, all right. Then I won't raise the point that I was about to make.
Yeah. It may not be in what's Verstappening, but it might be in how you've been paying attention.
Or whatever.
And then there's
I don't even know
Behrman.
the names of our.
Yeah,
Behrman,
clearly.
who got 10th, right? Which is now 2 races in a row after that awful Melbourne Grand Prix where I was willing to fucking slag that bloke off for the next 12 months. And he's come out and got points in the last 2 races to shut me up.
Really
so
good. Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
he
clearly.
knew it's like, fuck that Oli guy over in Australia.
He's like, I heard what he had to say about me. I'll tell you what, though. And this is in one of the sessions coming up, is you see how he's driving that Haas, and you go, what the fuck's Ocon doing? What, like, what's going on?
I was actually thinking about that during the race, and I'm like, why is this guy still racing?
Well, we'll get to that. I
thought of that about Stroll, but
well, we all thought that, but we all know why he's still there.
Well, there you go. I've got a new. Chris Stroll, although I said last week, look, he's featured in the top 10 a couple of weeks in a row now. But I've got a thing that I want to do every week in every week's episode. It's called Stroll Watch, where we actually just talk about Stroll regardless.
I'm strolling on sunshine.
Whoa. Well, he finished last, guys. So yeah, it proved us right, motherfucker. Isn't that awful? Look at us trying to pull this bloke down.
The only one to get lapped as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's a massive fall from grace.
Someone did get overtaken.
It's not that big of a fall from grace for Lance, but yeah.
But I mean,
I
look,
don't
he's
even
been
know
in
how that
Lance
happened.
fell
to
from
be
here,
completely
did
honest.
What happened?
Yeah.
Did something happen?
I don't know.
Okay,
No,
cool.
I don't know.
Let's leave it. I don't want to talk about it.
He came.
You're
he
gonna
came
go
out
on. You're going to go on anyway.
and said that he'd had that this was his least favorite circuit. I think this is the one he scored the least amount of points at.
Daddy,
and
build me a new one.
Done the worst.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So I think.
Speaking of Daddy, did you see he was down in?
Who?
Where was he?
Lawrence.
His dad.
Lance.
Yeah, he was taking
Lawrence.
his big, obnoxious fucking yacht, and they had
I saw
to
it.
bring it down.
Yeah.
Oh, in Amsterdam.
In
Yeah,
Amsterdam.
went through Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And it's like, you pelican.
Come on, as if you wouldn't. If I was that rich, I'd be so obnoxious. I'd be so obnoxious
Oh no,
if I were that rich.
I'd knock down everybody's
I'd
house
park
to
in-
make it wide enough for my yacht.
I'd
Yeah,
buy
isn't his yacht limited by the canal width?
Yeah, so
Whereas like other billionaires would be like, well, I'll just get my yacht built somewhere that doesn't have canals.
But he didn't have it built there. He sailed it all.
Can you stop talking about the boat? Who gives a fuck? If I was that rich, I'd park in every disabled parking spot and just cop the fine. I'd be that obnoxious.
Steve Jobs did that.
Yeah.
Well, that's whatever.
So
he
you can't park there.
He was an asshole without doing that.
Yeah.
By all accounts.
Hey, look, just very quickly, can we just rank the rookies, boys? Antonelli, Behrman, Hudger, Lawson, Doohan, It is not Bortapello, by the way, which is what I've been saying for weeks. It's I don't know. I wrote this down.
Portobello.
No, it's Bortoletto. So
Portobello.
It's Portobello.
I think everyone
Markets.
else is saying it.
It's Portobello Markets.
Everyone else is mispronouncing.
But obviously Antonelli's going pretty good. Behrman's going pretty good. Hudger's going pretty good. And then
Those
the other
three are the
three
top
are just
three for
non-existent.
sure.
Then you've got Lawson, he's gone soon. Doohan, I want to ask, Ev, you mentioned it. I didn't realise when he had that crash that he'd actually already given up FP1 to one of the other Alpine reserve drivers. So that was his first drive for the day. In FP2.
Yeah, he didn't have. You don't have a choice. He didn't.
No, I know that. But what I mean is that they'd already started testing somebody else out in that seat.
No. That's not what that is. That's,
it's part of the
maybe
academy stuff.
It is, but I'm going to bring up something else that's happening. Yeah. No. I think something's at play here. I want to hypothesize later, but anyways, yeah. So just quickly, what happened? He's gone flying down a corner. He's opened up on DRS, and then what?
He didn't turn it off.
He took the corner because in every simulation, thousands of simulations they do, he was able to take that corner full speed,
flat out,
without closing the DRS. DRS.
I didn't know it was manual.
It's very technical, but
keep it simple.
Yeah, so it is automatic when you reach the
zone,
end of the zone. What happens in Suzuka is that the end of the zone is actually deeper into the corner than you need it to be for DRS.
So you need to turn it off yourself.
Yeah, so you have to turn it off yourself. And so everything he knew was like, I don't need to do this. The car should be able to take it. Anyway, the car very much did not be able to take it.
He went flying. And he went fucking flying.
Yeah, 50 Gs, which is up there with some of the highest. That's top speed as well. That's the straight, like the home straight, I should say. And, no braking. He just cut in, and then the rear of the car did not follow and is gone. And
let's not downplay this.
So it's kind of not his fault, in a way.
Why?
It kind of is and it isn't.
Well,
he should have closed it.
Because everything was saying that it should be able to. She should be able to do that without closing it. The DRS automatically closes when you brake as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So anyway, he didn't brake going into the corner because he's meant to be. Yeah, exactly.
But I don't want to downplay this. Like he crashed at 300 plus kilometers an hour. Like he didn't get just washed out in a sand pit. He went into the fucking wall. And there's a lot of pictures going around, a lot of video of like how he could barely hold his own arm up. Like, let's talk about very quickly. Like, we joked about how everything's become so technical in F1 and you can sit on the wall and fucking code in how that car should perform. But the safety development in these cars, that bloke can fly at 300 kilometers an hour, not hit brakes and go straight into wall and get up
survive.
And drive the next fucking session or qualifying is unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think he did this when he was heading to the wall?
Yeah, I would. I'd be like, fuck it. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fucking die.
You can't. You don't have room to move your arms, so you just have to hold this. You have to kind of like let go of the steering wheel, so
it doesn't break your hands.
It snaps,
the torque,
you'll break your wrist.
Well, that's what happened to Danny.
That's
right. And
True.
so I'm surprised because when you have a crash over something like 20 Gs, you have to go to the hospital
Medic.
for concussion. Mm-hmm. They have they've got earplugs that do that block out the sound of the cars and all that, but they've also got like an inertia chip in them, and that senses the inner ear, like the concussive force of a G impact.
Wow. Wow.
And so,
That's very clever.
And so they know exactly what your head
That's
is
amazing.
doing.
That's amazing.
Across like 3 axes. So I'm actually surprised that he got to race, because I would have thought, even if he didn't have a concussion, the chance of a delayed concussion would be so high. I'm really surprised. And I'm surprised that Alpine didn't take the opportunity
Well, it goes back to that
cut
duty of
him
care.
and just put someone else in, because
Yeah.
they're clearly desperate to offload him for some reason.
Such a good point, Ev.
I don't know why you open the season with this guy and
If
then
you
immediately
had no confidence.
undercut him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey,
Yeah,
just
good point,
while
Tay.
we're on this topic,
Yeah.
compare it to Senna's crash.
I don't know what that was.
Okay.
That was before they had all those sensors.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
somebody would be able to work it out by the weight and mass of the
Yeah.
car versus the speed and
Yeah,
angle
yeah,
of the
exactly.
trajectory.
Yeah.
But
Only
for
because
example,
yeah.
how he died, they really haven't improved all that much in safety
Yeah.
mechanisms.
Well,
so
but
we've
they've got the Halo
the,
now. That's pretty much what saves their fucking life every time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
but
same
it's
with
more
Jean.
like you can't make a gravel trap. If you make a gravel trap too deep, the car will actually dig
flip.
in
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
and then
yeah.
spin.
Isn't that what happened to Joe Guan Yu at
yeah.
Silverstone? Yeah, that was epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say it was epic. That's probably not the right word. It was fucking epic.
No, any crashes are epic.
Yeah, I agree. Jeopardy is what we call it. Hey,
Yeah, but
right,
now
let's
that
leave
we
it.
know people can walk away from it, we can be like, oh yeah, I
yeah,
can
yeah,
cheer for
like
this.
fucking destruction derby, F1. There you go. That's how you fix Suzuka. It's not about who finishes first. It's about who finishes last. You got to be the last man standing. You got to fucking ram everybody off. There you go. Hey, boys, guess what? It's that moment in the show where everything falls apart faster than a Ferrari strategy. Welcome back.
Oh yeah.
To Hush You Been Paying Attention, the only quiz in Formula One where the questions are real, but the answers, well, not always. Now, let's talk scores. Now, this is going to be fun unpacking this one, because I know Tay hasn't listened to the last episode. So, Tay's on 1, and Digby and Ev are tied on 1.5, and absolutely no one is running away with this. Don't ask me why they're on 1.5. Okay, I'll tell you why they're on 1.5. It's because I asked them a question last week.
And Digby
Was it-
complained. That's
No.
why.
Was it
What do
the
you
vending?
mean? Well,
was it? It
yeah.
was the vending machine one, wasn't it, Ev? It was.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
the fucking.
yeah.
So
question
ChatGPT
about how
told me
many
that there
vending
was only a
machines.
million vending machines in Japan.
Yeah.
And Digby said 4, and Ev said 1, and I said Digby was wrong because he went first, and then I said, all right, Ev, you win because you got it right. And it was quite amazing because Dig answered the question before and lost points to give Ev a chance to winning, and then he got it. But then Ev
been there. You
was,
should have
Ev
been
was
there.
right but wrong because Digby fact-checked me. He's like, no, I've been to Japan. There's definitely more than a million.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I've been to Japan.
I counted them all when I was there, he said.
Yeah.
I'm the
I'm
most,
always
I'm
right.
the most culturally sensitive one of all of us.
Anyways, it's still anybody's game. We've got a long way to go. And this week's quiz, well, it's a bit of a spicy one. We've got Suzuka storylines, we've got Bahrain brain teasers, with just enough random trivia to derail even the most confident idiot. So expect chaos and controversy. Expect at least one of you to argue with the correct answer. So let's find out who's been paying
Considering
attention.
whoever wins like 1-0.
What do you mean?
It's not like it's because we're always like everybody sucks until you luckily get one right.
Yeah.
And then, oh, that's the
It's,
competition.
it's like
you
nobody
know what
gets
it
any
is?
of the questions right.
Yeah, yeah, that's
You
right.
know what it is? It's literally when you're at school and everyone gets a participation award.
Yeah, you get it.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm like Oprah.
Yeah.
I'm like Oprah giving out fucking prizes to idiots. Anyways, as I said, let's find out who's been paying attention and who's about to embarrass themselves in front of a global podcast audience. Question number 1. Oh, fuck.
Right,
Take
what
the
about
buzz,
buzzers?
please. Yeah.
It's the only part
just
that
checking.
people like.
Just yeah, this is the only part that you like. Right, Tay, you've been off for a while. There's been a lot of anticipation about what your buzzer would be, given,
All right.
well, let's
could
say
it
the
be?
underwhelming nature of Lando's freaking.
Yeah.
So I'm never gonna forget it.
okay.
What do you
well,
got?
This is this is
Look, he's already
wrong with
giggling.
that
He's
one.
giggling.
Oh, he's building it up. He's building it up so much.
He's so
Doing
proud
it
of how
wrong
bad
again.
it is. Doing it
That's
wrong
it.
again.
Was that it?
What
Was
is
that it?
that? Give us the
What's
context
that
there.
from?
Doing, because he crashed.
Oh, okay.
And it's wrong
A
again.
pun. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll take that.
Alright.
All right.
I thought. No. What was that movie with Jackie Chan and
Rush Hour.
Chris Tucker? Rush Hour.
Yeah,
I thought you
yeah.
were going to do something from Rush Hour.
Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth?
All right, I said I don't want no trouble. I said I don't want no trouble.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Oh wow.
Ev, what's your buzzer?
Mine is. I'm going to cry, and it's your fault.
What
is
the
that?
fuck?
That's what Charles said on the radio.
Oh, yeah,
Fuck
he did.
off.
He did. He did.
He said, "Can I have a break for once in my life? I'm going to cry, and it's your
Get
fault."
fucked.
Oh,
He
that's
said that. I
brilliant.
did not hear him
Ev-
say
Oh, look,
that.
he was. I think he was.
Take
Yeah,
the piss.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
Ev, well done.
Oh, that's
you should
so
get a
good.
bonus point for that buzzer. You've had some very good
Oh,
ones.
good. Look
should.
at you.
should.
All right, Oprah. Stop
I
throwing out
should.
points already. You
No, he's not. I'm not giving it to him. All right, you ready? Question 1. Ev, if you don't get this. Which driver was fined approximately 35,000 Australian dollars on the weekend for missing
I'm
the
going to
national
cry, and it's your fault.
anthem? What do you got?
It was Carlos.
Yeah, it was. Why did he miss the national anthem?
He had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh, he's taking a shit?
We've all been there. We've all been there.
We've
I
got
diarrhea.
Oh, yeah, nervous poo.
Yeah, the
before.
sushi was bad. The sushi was bad.
I told you I should have had the salmon. Right,
Salmon.
1-0 to Ev. He's off to a flyer.
Salmon.
Oh, my cheekbones are starting to hurt. Right, question 2. What made Antonelli's fastest lap particularly impressive?
Doing it wrong again.
What you got?
He was on mediums.
No, that's wrong.
I'm gonna cry, and it's your fault. Is it because he was on hards?
Yeah, he was. He was on hard.
Why would it be on medium? And that
I
would
don't
be
know,
a bad.
because
That would
that's
be
all
surprising.
Because
What
all
are
I
you
could remember.
doing?
Hang on. All I could remember was that.
Thing.
I know it was because Lewis didn't outlast him in the mediums, and he was on hards.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah,
what was
yeah.
stuck in my head.
That meme of the guy with the stick, shoving the stick into his own like front wheel of a bicycle.
The bike.
That's Tay. Was it Singapore?
Yeah,
Is it Singapore? Singapore.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Will somebody dig up the archive of that, please? I've forgotten. Oh, just for context for all of our poor listeners going, these guys are
Was he
fucked.
on the soft tires?
Was-
Was that
So
why?
there was Tay, what was the question? What was the do you remember? Anyways, it was part of a Hush you've been paying attention many moons
Of course
ago.
it was.
And anyways, Tay, it was
Fucking
oh
hell.
fuck,
It's
I'm
2
gonna
in the
find
morning.
it.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Okay. But yes, he was on a set of
4
hard
in the
tires.
morning now.
And actually, it was the end of a very long stint. So, I mean, it's quite wild that he was able to get that out of that tyre. Again, showing just how fucked
All
that
the
track
Cougars
was
are
for-
just waiting for him.
Yeah. I mean, God, if I see him do one more fucking...
Like they're
Kim
running
Kardashian
faster than the
meme.
car.
Yeah, get him. Question number 3. It's 2-0 to Ev. Who... Oh, fuck. Actually, no, this one I know is wrong. So I can't even ask this question. Fuck's sake. This was the who gained the most positions from their starting place to the checkered flag. It was not Charles Leclerc.
Singapore.
Question 4. Right. Name the top 3 of the Drivers' Championship following the Japanese Grand Prix. So,
I'm gonna cry, and it's your fault.
who you got?
Well, isn't it Max, Oscar, and what's his face?
Well, not in that order, it ain't. Tay?
Do I have to do it in order?
Of
course
course
you
you
do.
Why would you? What do you mean?
Oh, it's
do it?
Lando Max. It's Lando Max, then Oscar.
Now, if Digby was here, he'd be saying, fuck off, you're having that point. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm not...
That's
What?
Yeah.
You didn't stipulate that I had to say it in order.
Fair enough.
It's assumed.
Fair enough. But you're not getting... Yeah, well, yeah. Tay, would you have gotten that, by the way? Okay, so here you go, Tay. I'll give Ev that point. I'll give you 2 bonus points if you can tell me how many points they're each on.
Oh, I think I only know Norris as a max because it's like 1 point difference between them. I think
So what do you
Norris
got?
is on 61 and Max is on 60.
Yeah, something like that. It's like 60 and 59 or
Yeah,
something.
it's something real close.
It's 62 and 61, and Oscar's on 49.
Oh.
Yeah. So neither of you get points. Right, next question. Here we go. This is going to be fun. Bahrain was the first Gulf country to do what in 1932? It's 2-0, by the way. First Gulf country.
Doing it
to
wrong
do
again.
What? What you got?
love that
You
now.
could drink.
What? No. Oh, you meant drink booze, but no.
Yeah,
no.
drink booze. Yeah.
No. No. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Tay's like, basic human rights. Go.
Allow women to
Go
vote.
Oh. Ev? Oh,
Have to cut
mean,
all
it's-
of that out.
well, I don't know. It's
Were they the first to discover oil in a commercial
Bingo.
quantity?
Bingo. Well done, Evan.
I knew it was something like that.
Yeah. Oh, well, you should have answered quicker then.
Well, also,
right.
Ev, Ollie literally told you to do your research.
Yeah, but not about the country.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. I didn't say about the country. Okay, next question. When did the Bahrain F1 first exist on the calendar?
Doing it wrong again.
What you got?
I'm going to say 21. 24.
I mean,
2014.
what, last?
Digby, put that back and but like slow motion it. Just do it slow motion, like
You know.
21,
No, all three of those
20,
answers were wrong.
14, 2014. Oh, I'm sorry, 1914?
Right.
Wow.
You were literally in the camera doing this.
You idiot. Oh, Ev, do you have an answer? Save us.
I do not, because I wasn't watching you as you gave him
2004.
the cues.
2004.
I think it's 2004.
Has it been that long?
It's 2000. I'm gonna go with 2004.
Is it Singapore?
Is there a, we're getting
Delay?
a bit of a break here. I said 2004.
Ev, can you wipe your camera? It looks like you got
spittle
spittle over it.
Right, 3-0. Just so you know, ground was broken for the Bahrain International Circuit in December 2002. But like the Yas Marina Circuit in Abu Dhabi, the developers had a blank sandy canvas to work with, and with that fashioned the technical 5.4 kilometre track designed by Herman Tilke, and it debuted in 2004. Tilke.
Fucking hell. I'm getting all those Middle East races
Yeah.
all mixed up.
Right, so it's 3-0.
Have I won yet?
No, it's 3-0. But remember that the next two questions, you lose points for... You lose 2 points per... Well, actually, I'll tell you how many points you lose when you get it wrong.
All I need to do is not answer, and I win.
Yeah, but if you purposely don't answer, you lose.
I'm the
You
Max
have to
Verstappen
answer,
of this race.
You have to answer.
No, you got to make an effort. Don't tank this like you're Nick Kyrgios. Question 7. Roughly, how many islands make up the Kingdom of Bahrain? A 3, B 33, C 103.
Whatever my buzzer is. I'm gonna cry and you make
Doing
me
it
do
wrong again.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I beat you, Ev.
What do you-
Fuck you.
No. What'd you get, Ev? Go.
3.
Oh, bang! You lose 2 points.
Oh!
Tay, it's only
Where
1-0
are these
now.
islands in the?
Oh,
So-
Where are
If-
these
well-
islands?
yep. Go, Tay.
I'm
What,
looking
have you
this
got
up.
an answer, or you want to hold
hang
for the
on.
next question because you've got no idea?
Hang on.
no,
Yeah. Wait,
you've got it. You have to go in because if I have to, you have.
No, but if I go, because I'm on 0, do I go to
No, you
minus
stay
2?
on 0. No, you stay
Yeah,
on
we
0.
get. Yeah, no, we
Alright.
get.
No,
So
we
it's
don't do
nothing for
negative
me.
positions.
Yeah. What was it? I'm going to say B. What was that, 33?
You're right. You're absolutely right. So Bahrain is actually known
Bahrain
as
is-
an...
It's an archipelago consisting of
Thank you.
36 islands, not
Tell me
33.
what you're reading.
No,
Ev.
no. 33 islands, of which 3 are man-made
It says
islands.
36.
Yeah,
'cause,
shut the
3 of
fuck
them are
up, Ev.
man-made. But the answer... But you're right. So do you know what an archipelago is? Archipelago?
Yeah.
Is that how you
Man-made
pronounce it? No, it's a group of islands.
Actually, it's a Munster. It's why do they call it Munster Island? It's really a chain of islands that are put together. What was the
What?
thing with this?
Yeah, good.
Digby would know this if he was
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
Film
Stop
trying to
put
be
in
like
the
Digby.
Put in the joke,
Yeah.
Digby. You know what it
Okay,
is.
all right. It is Wait, you got it right, didn't you, Tay? So it's 1-1.
Yeah.
It's 1-1. It comes down to...
No,
this
I'm
is
2
amazing.
up.
I thought I was on
you,
a half.
No, you
I
lose.
thought I got a
You
half.
lose. No.
2, but
this is
only get
chaos.
1. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
1-1.
All right,
Final
that makes
question.
sense.
God, it's amazing how this keeps happening. Right. Bahrain's name literally translates to what in Arabic?
Shit. I've heard this.
You don't have to answer. If you don't know it, don't just say you don't know it.
Tay, don't answer, and we'll split it. We'll do that game show in England. We'll be the game show in England with that guy and the girl, and he's like, I won't do it. And then she cuts
Slumdog
it
Millionaire?
down.
Oh, no.
No.
No,
I know
it
which
got
show.
it got pulled off the air.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so, yep.
No, I don't know.
We call it, okay. Well, just so you know, it means 2 C's. The name Bahrain comes from the Arabic
that's
word
it.
al-Bahrain, which translates to the 2 C's.
That's
So,
lovely.
boys, there you go. 1-1. Another
Tie.
fucking draw. So, Ed,
All I
you
need
go
is
to
1.
2.
I just.
Tay, you go to 1.5, and Diggs is on 1. So, because
I thought Diggs was on 1.5.
Yeah, Digby and me were both on 1.5.
Oh yeah,
so
I just took half a point. I've
No,
just
you
got
go
this
to
bias
2.5.
towards
You go
making
get
sure.
2.
Oh yeah, okay, 2.5 to no, you get half a point.
No.
You get 1.
Yeah.
You get half
So
a
2
point.
and 1.5.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever.
Yeah, so
Because
Tay's
you're
on
fucking-
1.5.
Fucking what a mess. Well done, Tay. No, wait, who
Holy
won? No,
shit.
it was a draw. Fuck me. Okay.
Because neither of us speak Arabic.
Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah.
look that up.
Well, there you go.
Oh.
We've just educated people about the next race destination. And with that, it's time to throw on your shades, fire up the desert fan cams and brace yourself for the most floodlit overtake fest this side of the equator. We're headed to Bahrain, baby. Where the track is fast, the tyres scream in agony, and DRS zones are basically open bars for overtaking. It's time for grid walk and trash talk, Bahrainian style. So here's the spiel. Officially the Bahrain International Circuit, the track is a proper mix of high-speed straights, heavy braking zones, and a surface that also loves to eat tyres for breakfast. Built in the middle of the desert, as we covered off earlier, it's one of F1's first true night races, which we also established was entered the calendar in 2004, so it's been around for a while, which obviously helps with track temps, but it doesn't stop the sand from turning every lap into a grip management exercise. It's about 5.5k long, got 15 corners, and can deliver a solid race of manufactured overtaking thanks to 3 substantial DRS zones with plenty of overtaking spots, especially turn 1, which is basically an open invitation for chaos. It's also one of the few circuits where strategy genuinely matters, so 2 stops is pretty common and teams have to react fast, changing grip levels. Gents, the last time we went to Bahrain, it was the opening race of the season. Thank fuck that common sense has prevailed and brought Melbourne back there. It saw a pretty incredibly dominant performance by Verstappen. I think he won by like 20 seconds. Obviously setting off an almighty yawn across the world in fear of what that season may have become. Ev, Tay, what do you love and what do you hate about this track? Not the country.
Wow, Tay.
I'm just
Tay, what are you going to talk about now? What's Tay going to talk
America.
about now?
I like
go.
that.
You got anything to say? You like that it's night. Okay.
Yeah.
You like that you can't see the nation.
I love that. That's good. I like it. It's fitting. I just snorted.
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. What? Do you,
No,
so
I
aside from the
I think-
night lights, you big baby, what do you like?
I don't know. I can't specifically say that first corner is great. It makes a lot of, as you said, chaos. It's another track that I like playing on F1.
Do you just bring
But that's
everything
about
back to
it.
video games? To be fair, I was just about
Well,
to
that's
say.
what I fucking know.
It's to be fair, I was about to say it's probably the one track I've played most in F1
Yeah.
because I always go to start a season and then I restart the season and then into like 2 or 3 episodes I get into 3 races I get bored. I'm like, I can't be fucked to do a season. So I reckon I've raced Bahrain more than any fucking track. Well, Ev, can we get a bit more of a technical view or a bit more of a fan's point of view other than the video games?
Well, that's not what you fucking asked.
Well, what do you love or hate about the track?
I hate it because it's a talkie track. Because
Oh, you hate
in
him.
his defense,
Yeah.
no, like he's a genius, but his remit was to design tracks for bigger cars that don't handle as well.
Yeah, okay.
And so he had to design all these tracks purposefully for DRS.
Yeah.
So that's why
Makes it a
China,
boring-
Yas Marina, Bahrain, anyway, they're all like, they don't just have a back straight, which is normal to have one long straight. They've got 2 or 3 because that's how you utilize DRS. But that's, as Ollie's alluded to, that's manufactured overtaking, and it's just so frustrating and boring.
Well, it goes back to the point that we were making earlier, doesn't it? Where it's just like we don't want the predictable aspect. We want everyone to have a chance rather than
and again, more in his defense, he doesn't have a say in where the DRS zone is. So, for example,
Really? Even though he's designing it?
No, of course not. So in Japan, the DRS zone, they extended it too long.
Yeah, now it's going into the corner.
So what they want is to make someone to go into the corner attacking. That's what you want.
Yeah,
If you end it
Danny
too
Ricciardo's.
soon, then you're kind of a bit fucked anyway, and you got to come in behind the car. If you make it too long and it's a downhill corner in Suzuka, that's all the more difficult. So that didn't make sense. But in saying that first corner and then it's an uphill chicane, that's really sexy. That just it feels
such a
great
nerd.
to drive. It looks good when
Why'd
you
you
see
spit
car,
on your hands
especially in
then?
F2. Oh, man. Because I thought my camera was off. That's why.
Why are you pants
Right.
off,
I didn't think you'd see me.
Right. Well, before you completely ruin this, the pair of you, anything else to add, Ev? That's great insight. I very much appreciate it. Just quickly, gents, have you got money on it? Who are you backing? Ev, you've obviously got pretty good understanding of the track. What car is this suiting
I think
for this weekend?
it'll be every track is suiting McLaren from now on because it's the best balanced.
Yep.
They have to work. They don't have to work as hard as Max did, even though Max was bored during that Suzuka race because he didn't have to do anything. Nobody challenged him. So, but with greater DRS impact, even if Max qualifies first, you'd have to say that McLaren should be able to overtake him.
So have you guys got any potential wild cards here? Like you talk top speed, I'm thinking Williams. Surely, there's an opportunity here for Albon and Carlos, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, cool.
I'm
All right,
hopeful
good
that
chat.
Kimi gets in the top 3. That's what I want.
Antonelli.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you
I
willing
want
to
him
go
to
out on
get
a limb and
there.
say he will? Or not that it ever matters what we have to say definitively.
Yeah, it doesn't mean shit.
Because
Yeah.
we've yet to be right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, to that point, high-speed track, this won't suit Ferrari, right? Because of their ride height issues.
Yeah, I got no faith with Ferrari.
Okay. All right.
Right
So
now.
not. Okay, I'm going to go out
6th
on a
and
limb
7th?
here.
Yeah, they're going to be mid.
Yeah, another. Okay. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that George Russell's going to win this race.
Oh!
Yep. They've got good top speed
Beige.
too. I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Beige.
they're quietly
It's like the fifth
underachieving.
time you've said
Sorry,
beige
quietly.
just randomly. It's like, is that a new word you've learnt, Tay?
Oh yeah, I finally
Beige.
learned that.
Yeah.
It's-
Like,
he just
that's
reminds
what
me
it
of
means.
just. Yeah, he just reminds me of someone
England.
who's beige.
Yogurt.
Yogurt.
Unrefrigerated yogurt.
That's sour cream.
Right. On that note, do either of you have anything else to say on Bahrain? Are you looking forward to the race? Actually, what is the time of that race for us? Speak amongst
It's
yourselves.
like 1
while I
a.m.
check.
for me.
Oh, yuck. Okay. All right. So that must be a
Yeah.
good time for you then, Tay.
Oh, about time, but that doesn't really matter because I probably won't watch it live.
Oh, cool. Great work. Thanks for
Yeah, great.
fucking hell. Who invited
Just
you on
how
the
the
show?
timing of everything works on a Sunday for me. That's all.
Oh yeah, 12:30 for me, Ev. So yep. For anybody wondering, when I say yes, Ev and I are both in Australia, but I live in a place that for whatever reason decided to have a half-hour time difference to the majority of Australia. So yeah, okay. So it's 1 a.m. and 12:30. All right. Well, it's that time for the segment where we park any notion of journalistic integrity firmly in the gravel trap. Welcome to What's for Stappening, where the news is real, but the commentary is 75% speculation. 25% slander, and 100% off-brand big dick energy. I don't know what I mean by that.
Why did you add that? You've got to cut out everything else we've had in this.
Why did you add that?
pod.
I thought it was a given.
Yeah, we just got the BDE. Hey, now this week the Formula One soap opera has not disappointed. We've obviously had driver drama, strategic shade, paddock politics, and someone, probably Ferrari doing stuff that makes no sense. Verstappen's still doing Verstappen things. Actually, do you know what? I'm skipping all this. This sucks for an intro. Let me start again. Digby, cut all of that. All right, it's time for that segment where we pass any
Digby.
notion of journalistic integrity firmly in the gravel trap. Welcome to What's Verstappening, where the news is real, but the commentary is 75% speculation and 25% slander.
And edited.
Yeah,
The commentary is
edited.
heavily edited.
All right, this week the Formula One soap opera has not disappointed. First one, boys. First topic. Around and around we go. At risk of sounding like a bratty millennial, the weekend's race presented the dangers of growing too quickly. Almost everyone has commented about how boring the race was. To continue to position itself as an entertainment product that continues to engage new, younger, less interested audiences, how do you balance the tradition of racing with the needs of new audience? What's the one thing you would do to fix a race like Suzuka? Evan, 10 seconds, probably 20 minutes, go.
2 words. Grid girls. Parentheses, Japanese anime dress up. I want like Pikachu standing next to a car. I want...
So
you want to theme
cosplay.
it. So what you meant, you want a theme. You want like...
Theme it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want like a TV show. Like a.
I don't want sick children.
Oh, like
I want-
Takeshi's Castle.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Can we have a serious answer from you, just in case?
2 words.
2.
Demarcation.
I don't know. They needed softer tires, but I think they had the hardest tires. I think.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
C1. Yeah. Anyway, you need to bring in softer tires that degrade, and so.
Or do you
introduce
make
that
it later
jeopardy.
on in the year, like where there's more of a play and tie and
It was very cold there,
yeah.
and that's not great for the tires.
Would they ever
if
race in
anything,
snow?
Too cold.
They would never race in snow. Would they call the race?
Oh, could you imagine the black ice?
Well, there
I
you
don't
go.
think
That's
it had ever been. Yeah, I don't
that's
think
my
there's
answer.
ever been a snow race.
oh, okay. What tires would you need, Tay?
Spikes.
The chain tires.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Just like,
That'd be
what the
sick.
fuck?
Yeah, that would be cool. Tay, seriousness aside, non-offensive aside, anything that I mean, look, yeah. How do you balance the needs of like appealing to new audiences that come and go so flippantly, and the traditional races? Like, Ev, like you probably didn't hate that race. You probably didn't love it, but you probably didn't hate that race as a long-term
No,
fan.
it was frustrating and boring because nobody needed strategy. There wasn't any sort of undercutting or overcutting. There wasn't any tire management.
No, exactly.
There wasn't any fuel management.
So that's your answer. You need to develop the surface or the track to allow for strategy to actually make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, or bring in tires that aren't. So again, that's the thing with safety. You can't have tires that are going to degrade too much because then that becomes genuinely unsafe.
Yeah.
If you have tires that are too hard, then you don't have jeopardy. But then do we want... What we want is jeopardy, but not for it to be life-threatening. But unfortunately, at 300 kilometers an hour,
It is
anything and
life-threatening.
everything is
Yeah.
life-threatening. Yeah. If something were to happen, like Zhou Guanyu nearly went into the
Crowd.
grandstand
Yeah.
by like a fucking grace of
So-
God. That wasn't...
Yeah, that's correct. But just on that, right? So, I mean, look, the real technical experts of F1 would have known that race has risk to be somewhat boring. So if I'm Sky Sports or the lead broadcaster or even F1 TV, you're going,
Sure.
we know that this isn't just for hardcore race fans anymore. We've seen that this sport is much more appealing. Why the fuck did they go and get Jacques Villeneuve to be on
I was just going to say that.
Just
I was
like-
just
like,
gonna
I
say
mean,
that.
like from a
I
TV
was
product
telling Digby
perspective,
about...
there's so much they could have done.
I can't stand him.
Yeah.
He was like back in the 90s. and the early 2000s, he was a self-appointed rebel.
Yeah.
Nobody asked him to play that personality. He did.
He's got
And
arrogance
so
for no reason.
every week he'd have like a new haircut that's dyed a different color.
Yeah.
But then like he's only won one championship, and even then it's because he had the fastest car. It wasn't. He didn't beat Michael because he's a better driver than Michael. And so he's quite arrogant. His father was historically significant in Formula One.
Oh yeah, he's got a whole corner named after him.
Yeah,
Got a whole
and
what
so
named after him?
it's-
Corner.
Well,
Isn't he in Canada?
Oh.
Yeah, the Gilles Villeneuve
Yeah.
circuit. I think
Circuit,
is what-
yeah.
It's the actual.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he Canadian?
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
Oh, I
French
didn't know that.
Canadian.
No, we're not just French Canadian, not just regular Canadian.
let's make that
Not just
clear.
regular
the
Canadian.
pretentious. He's the pretentious Canadian.
Yeah.
Oh, let's
Right.
get the pretentious guy in.
So Tate.
Oh yeah.
And again, we've let this one roll. But Tate, I mean, let's talk TV product. What are you doing to make Sunday's race more engaging for us poor spectators? Like you can't change the
think
race. Like,
Alcohol.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
I think
Zero
one,
Heineken.
just get a co-host that actually is entertaining
yeah, that
and
was
keeps
weird.
the flow going.
Yeah.
I think that was
Yeah.
the biggest thing, at least from a televising stuff. You can't do anything about it for people who are actually at the race.
Yeah. I just get a bunch of like climate protesters and let them run out into the road. And remember, was that Melbourne all those years? Was
No,
it
it was
Melbourne?
Silverstone.
Oh, it was Silverstone, and they all ran onto the
Yeah.
track. Right, Bocca's bringing back F1. Formula One is considering a return to South Africa for the first time since 1993. Two proposals are in contention, of which one includes constructing a new 5.7 or something like that kilometre street circuit, baby, around Cape Town's Greenpoint Stadium and waterfront. The Cape Town project, designed by Ev's mate Tilke, aims to utilise existing infrastructure from the 2010 FIFA World Cup and could accommodate 250,000 spectators. A decision is expected by the end of this month, with the potential inclusion on the F1 calendar from 2028. Boys, thoughts on this? We tripped all over the idea of going to Bangkok a couple of weeks ago, so hopefully we don't have to be as cryptic
So
here.
which,
But I mean, how good would be going to Cape Town for a Grand Prix?
So, no matter what, a new circuit is coming because Zanzibar, or however you say it, that's getting, I think it's next year is the last contractual
I think they said that they're
season.
not going to renew
it.
Zandvoort themselves don't
Yeah.
want to renew it. So.
Yeah.
Is that that's the one in Holland?
Yeah, that's Max's track.
Oh, the Max. Okay, yeah, right. Weird track.
It costs an unbelievable amount of money to keep track. Even Silverstone was close to going under.
Yeah.
A year or two ago, because they just can't keep spending 20 million a year on new facilities every year
Upgrading.
when you've got places like Vegas and in the Middle East, and they're more than happy to spend 20
Spend
million
that
a year
money.
upgrading every year.
Yeah.
Because like Silverstone doesn't generate income for
That
like
area.
3/4 of the year,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
as
yeah,
a
yeah.
facility.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to play a game against nation-backed circuits. I'd love anything in Africa, either Upper Africa, Central, Northern, or
Yeah.
South Africa.
So
I
all of
can't
it.
imagine. Yeah. Anywhere, but I can't imagine you'd ever
Rhodesia.
get security clearance to do that.
Well, I know. Like Cape Town would
like
be
famously
the obvious choice.
unsecure.
No,
Yeah,
well,
but even in Cape Town, it's
but
like-
they had the FIFA World Cup there. They've had massive events there.
Yeah.
Like
That's true. That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I did say that in the spill, but whatever. Okay, so you're both for it. Very good. Love it. Bring on South Africa. Hey, next topic. Haas says konnichiwa to Ryo Hirakawa. So in a surprising early season switch, Rio has left his role at
Rio.
Alpine. Rio? Okay, there you go. Apologies. Has left his role as Alpine's reserve driver to join Haas in the same capacity. This move comes immediately after Hirakawa impressed during practice sessions at the Japanese Grand Prix. As we alluded to earlier, he replaced Doohan for FP1. Gents, for me, this is less to do with Rio, fuck all to do with Haas, and more about Colapinto. My take on all of this is that Rio has a better chance of an F1 drive at Haas by replacing Ocon, knowing that he's not going to get it at Alpine, with Colapinto being tagged as a favourite. Is this the first sign that Doohan is about to get the chop?
Do you want to go and then
I
I'll
think-
give the correct answer?
I don't know if it necessarily. You're such a cunt.
Cut that out, Digby. It makes me look horrible.
You are. Oh God, it's anyone's game, really. I don't.
Good input,
know
Tay.
if Do it. Yeah.
Wow.
Hang on,
Wow.
I'm thinking about it.
getting-
We got 10 seconds. This is supposed to
I
be
hear,
quick fire.
I hear a
Yeah.
slow clap from around the world with all our listeners.
I don't think it's as strategic as what you're implying.
Ooh, okay. All right. Evan?
It squarely depends on how much money that their sponsors are bringing to the team. That's the only thing that matters. We saw that even
Wait,
today.
Who?
Sorry,
Haas. So who
As in-
sponsors? Haas
Yes.
or?
No, the driver.
The driver.
Each driver
Oh,
individually has
Brings,
sponsors.
brings money.
Yes.
And so that's why Perez is in talks for
Cadillac.
Chevy.
Yep.
Cadillac.
Cadillac. Chevy. Chevy just
Look at my
released a
Ford
new. They just announced a new hypercar. That's why that was on my mind.
Stay on topic, bro.
Carlos has something like 20 million from Kit Kat. No, not Kit. From like Cadbury.
You just
And
make
all
shit
these
up
like and
now.
Mexican. No, that's a real thing.
You mean Checo or
Um,
Carlos?
As Checo, sorry, I mean Checo.
Fuck me, man.
Fucking-
So that's why why he's still in conversation.
Yeah.
That's why anyone is in any conversation. So whether or not Doohan, for example, that they've been
Mazepin.
throwing him under the bus from the beginning, perhaps Jack Doohan doesn't have great sponsor ties, or at least the way that Ricardo has always had great sponsors, tons of money that he can bring to the team.
So you're running this
Because
down
if-
to
if-
money rather than talent? Or,
That
or
is
is
what it
talent is talent so minimal at that level? Like they're all just fucking good.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
exactly.
Except for Stroll.
Unless you're Messi or Ronaldo, everybody else is kind of at the same
okay.
level-ish.
Yeah.
And so if one guy has tens of millions more
More
than you that they can bring to the
So
team,
can I
well,
ask-
guess what?
Can I ask a relatively frank question then? And look, don't get me wrong, Alpha was obviously a feeder
My
team
name's Evan.
for Ferrari. But Zhou Guanyu, is that why he's a reserve driver at Ferrari?
Yes,
Okay.
probably.
Which-
They've
yeah.
retained for the Chinese market, I would presume, and that he's not a bad driver either. I know
Yeah,
that we all love to joke about Mazepin or Stroll, but they're still
Zhou's-
better than
yeah,
every
yeah.
F2 driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I
So you think
that
it's
it
a money
would make
thing?
a lot of sense. Well,
Yeah.
it is. I don't think
Okay.
it is.
No,
but it
fair
is.
point. All right, last one, boys. George Russell's number one problem is number ones. During the recent Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka, George Russell, who is the director of the Grand Prix Drivers Association, raised concern about the inadequate number of restroom and shower facilities available to drivers at certain circuits. He highlighted that at some venues, drivers must leave the paddock area and queue for a public restroom, which can be problematic given their tight schedules and the importance of pre-race routines. Russell emphasised the need
and
for circuits to
security.
improve these amenities to better accommodate drivers. Question I have for you boys is, what would you do if you were taking a shit next to George? No, I'm not. Gents, aside from the fact that George is a man of many talents, I'm more completely called out here by the fact that there are no toilets in those driver domains. I honestly just wanted to get your
Yeah, I know.
response on all of
Yeah.
this.
Super
This is
weird.
quite wild.
Yeah, that is really weird. I don't need to see George's engineer, if you know what I mean.
Well, actually, to be
His
fair, just
co-pilot, shall we say?
His tool.
his gear stick.
His, yeah,
Um,
yeah. His
To be fair,
spanner.
there was a couple of Australian influencers here in Australia that during the Aussie Grand Prix.
They were in
they-
Australia?
Yeah, did I say Australia like 5 times then?
Wait, what country did they come from?
Was it Singapore? They filmed George taking a piss and they
That's
posted
weird.
it online. Yeah, it is weird. I mean, you didn't see his snake.
What was weird was that he asked them to film him. I don't know where that came
and then
from.
claimed
like,
outrage.
do me like R.
That's
Kelly.
so George.
Do me
That's
like
so
R.
George.
Kelly.
Anyways, I was
George
surprised.
George is in the closet.
Isn't that fucking weird,
He's just
though?
watching.
That,
George is the cuck, and he's
Alright,
watching
now-
his girlfriend.
isn't it weird
What?
that...
Digby, don't cut that out.
Isn't it weird that, like, they have to go out to the public fucking portaloos to take a piss? Like, I find that all so odd.
It wouldn't be the public. There's perhaps public bathrooms
Like the
portaloos
VIP.
in the
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, like
in the-
when you're in the
yeah,
back.
that's what it is.
Back paddock.
It's still
and
weird.
It's probably
It's
like,
How
still
isn't
weird. Like, how do they
the
not
size
have
of
toilets in
those-
those domains?
well, it's probably.
Yeah, I don't know
It's
how.
probably you can't back in one of those portable, party toilet type trailers or whatever to then
What
put in there.
are you talking
No,
about?
you know-
Party toilets.
You know-
I want to go to your party.
Let me clarify. You know how
standing
it's
next
like,
to Lewis,
you
and
get
then
like
this
the
hose,
standard,
this trunk just comes out.
the standard blue porta potties, right?
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
festivals or whatever. But if you go to a VIP,
Do you know what would be
section-
really funny? Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. Do you know what would be really funny if George went into one of those portaloos and then we tipped it over while he was in it?
It wouldn't be beige anymore.
Yeah, it'd be dyed blue. Right, that's a wrap on this week's chaos. From Suzuka snoozes to Bahrain predictions, dodgy quiz answers, and George Russell's bathroom crusade. We've covered just about everything the paddock didn't want us to talk about. Big thanks for tuning in. If you made it this far, congratulations. You're officially more committed than Ev. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, share, or yell our name in a public space. Whatever works. We'll be back next week to unpack the Bahrain GP, more off-track madness, and everything else between then. Until then, stay fast, stay foolish, and remember, a cow can walk upstairs but not down. Catch you next time on Idiots of F1.